It was clear going into Cozumel World Triathlon Championships that it would very likely be a two-woman battle. Flora Duffy, who was ranked #1 and the swim biker, against the Olympic champion Gwen Jorgensen and her incredible run capacity. The water temperature was almost 30 degrees Celsius, and the elite women started off in the open ocean and eventually made their way into the inner harbor. This picture right here gives you a chance to see how close the spectators were able to get to the elite women as they were finishing off their 1,500-meter swim. And at the very end of the 1,500-meter swim, a small group of 3 women, Jessica Learmonth from Great Britain, Lucy Hall, and that woman right there, Flora Duffy, had a small 6 or 7 second gap back to the 2 U.S. athletes, Sarah True and that woman, Gwen Jorgensen. But very quickly, the trio would get away, the 2 British women and Flora Duffy, who had done this exact same move in Leeds earlier in 2016. The chase group would include many of the big names, but throughout most of the 40-kilometer ride, the trio would stay ahead. Gwen Jorgensen would go into the lead many times, and the chase pack trying to pull them off, but they would eventually be 1 minute and 17 seconds down on Flora Duffy. Now again, remember, that is a run time that Gwen Jorgensen had outrun Duffy on a number of occasions. So Flora Duffy would take off on the 10-kilometer run with great fear, knowing that the greatest runner in the sport would be coming after her. Lucy Hall and Learmonth would fall back very quickly, but Flora Duffy would go off on a very quick pace. And then the chase pack with the Olympic Games gold medalist. Obviously a distracted 3 weeks leading into the World Championships for the gold medalist. And trying to break history, no woman had ever won a gold medal and then backed it up with a World Championship title in the same year. Flora Duffy would continue on throughout the late stages of the 10-kilometer run, and as Gwen Jorgensen would run away from the rest of the field, Flora Duffy would have just one thing in mind, and that was to try to stay ahead of the great American runner. Throughout the late stages of the 10-kilometer run, Gwen Jorgensen would get closer, but Flora Duffy would find one more gear, and while Gwen Jorgensen would separate herself from the rest of the field, Flora Duffy, who held the #1 ranking for a good portion of the year, would have a good chance to win the world title. The battle for third throughout the day would be between McShane and Helen Jenkins, and those 2 women would run side by side for almost 5 kilometers of the day. Through the late stages, I think Jorgensen realized that she was not going to be able to pull back Flora Duffy. They ran almost virtually the same pace, and when she finally made it to the blue carpet, it was time to smile as Flora Duffy, the past Xterra World Champion, would add the ITU World Championships to her title. She started the season off with an incredible performance and finished it off with a victory in Cozumel and the World Championship title. Gwen Jorgensen, after an incredible season where she said only one race meant importance to her, and that was winning the gold at the Olympic Games, she certainly did that. She finished off Cozumel with a silver medal performance and an incredible season. But Charlotte McShane might have been the most surprised woman of the day, out sprinting Jenkins for the bronze medal at the World Championships.
I am, I'm kind of speechless right now. Like, I have just no idea how that happened. You always hope and wish and train for the perfect day, and then, the perfect day came exactly when I needed it, when the pressure was on, and yeah, I don't even know what to say right now.
I think a lot of people have been, distracted since the Olympics. I told myself at the beginning of the year I'd be happy if I won nothing but the Olympics, so I should be happy. I'm obviously disappointed right now, though, and, I gave it my all, and I guess that's all I can really ask for.
Honestly, I think more than anything, I was quite relaxed going into the race. It's, been a big year for me. There is a few highs and then a lot of lows. So, I didn't even know in the middle of the season if I wanted to finish the year. I just wanted to go home. So it was only a few weeks ago I thought, hey, why not? Give it one last shot. Use it to my advantage that I'm maybe a little bit fresher than a lot of people, and see what I can do.
Un applauso para las campeonas. Llega ánimo México. The inauguration and start onto the podium.